Hey everybody, Sam here with another In Defense of Bad Movies Minisode. This is of course the Minisode for the regular show, In Defense of Bad Movies, where we watch a movie that is generally considered bad and at least one of us defends it. That movie this time around is Lake Placid from 1999. We're revisiting David E. Kelley's foray into movies. And we'll see how that goes. This movie stars Bridget Fonda, Bill Pullman, Oliver Platt. It's an all-star cast of people who were famous in the 90s. And you should totally go watch it because otherwise you might be lost when we do the podcast. I don't know. This is obviously done before we record, so I don't know what we're going to talk about. We will probably get into spoilers and stuff, though. So that's what you should watch for next week, for next episode. We try to get these out every 2 weeks, but it doesn't really work out that way. But of course, another thing we do on our minisode is where our good friends Sam and Lauren do themes like old times. And you know what? Without further ado, let's get to it. Sam and Lauren, take it away.
That you weren't there.
Just close your eyes and make believe, and you can be anywhere.
I like adventure.
I like romance.
I love great jokes. I'm a mobile.
I've got my computer.
I can do it.
I'll play the piano.
Is everything all right in here?
Yes, Nanny.
Hey everybody, Sam here with a Themes Like Old Times. I'm joined as always by my lovely co-host Lauren.
How are you?
I am quite well. How are you?
Wonderful.
That is fantastic.
Great.
And this is your natural speaking voice, is it not?
It is.
Good.
I dumb it down for the rest of the podcast.
I would hate for you to fake it.
Till I make it, am I right?
Yeah, don't fake it until you make it.
Fibbing. That's not how I talk.
How do you talk?
Hey, how's it going?
That's better. So we recently finished your whole actually a while ago. We haven't done anything recently because those jerks at In Defense of Bad Movies went so long without a podcast. But we finished your Disney Afternoon.
We did.
Series.
Mm-hmm.
And
to much success.
To much success
Rave
indeed.
reviews.
Yes. The internet is a buzz with it.
They really are.
Yeah. And we're going to go back into the land of animated children's television.
Are we?
We are with Muppet Babies. Part of why... Were you going to start singing or something?
I couldn't help myself from wanting to sing it.
Oh.
Just going, Muppet, 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 babies, babies.
I must ask you to stop.
I know.
Because
save that for the end.
this is why the people listen to the podcast.
And it's just a
to
taste.
hear our singing.
It's just a teaser.
Muppet. Now you got me doing it. So anyway, I don't know if how much our listeners follow the landscape of children's TV, but the Disney Channel, I think is Disney Channel is what it is.
Of course, it's Disney Channel.
Has a new Muppet Babies show coming out, and so it's
out, baby.
Yeah, that's true. It's out.
In recognition of it.
We've decided to revisit the old series.
Yeah.
Did you watch the old series when you were a kid?
100%.
Yeah, same
I
here.
loved Muppet Babies.
Yeah, that was...
Did you enjoy it? Because you were a little bit older. And...
I was a little bit older, but I'm also extremely immature.
That's fair.
So, yeah, no, it came out in 1984, so I would have been years old when it... So I was definitely still watching cartoons at that point.
Okay. Because I was like prime. I was 3 when it came out, and then it ran through 1991.
Yeah, that was
it was like right in my sweet spot of childhood.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I loved it. I already liked the Muppets.
Mm-hmm.
I can't quite remember why, because surely this would have been one of my earliest representations, but somehow I know, like, I had them, and then this came. It was like, it's them again, but babies! I don't know why. Also, Muppets Take Manhattan was out at the same time, and even though I was far too young for it, I sort of, like, that was there, and so I understood that they were related, and that
What year was Muppets Take Manhattan? Do you
Same
know
year.
offhand? Was it really?
It came out 2 months or so before Muppet Babies came out,
That
which
is-
of course premiered the Muppet Babies in the dream sequence. That's one of the most delightful parts of that
That's
movie.
right, yeah.
And we got to meet that baby.
That's so weird because the way, from my memory, Muppets Take Manhattan, maybe it's because the Muppet movie just feels old. It feels a lot older than the Muppet Babies, but we've talked about this off podcast, how when you have something that's continuously running or talking about, it feels more recent
That's fair.
than something that kind of fell off the radar for a while.
Yeah.
And what recently we came up with the example of Keanu Reeves. Like, he feels contemporary because he never went too long without making movies, and he's in a new movie with Winona Ryder, and it's like, oh, they're from the same time period, but because she didn't do some things for so long.
Yeah, I think of her now as like, okay, so she's like an older woman now.
Yeah.
Whereas Keanu's just always been Keanu.
Exactly.
I didn't have a good rationale for it, but it felt like
Yeah.
somehow like, yes, that's right. They're completely contemporaries of each other.
And similarly, for me at least, there was Muppets Take Manhattan. I'm sure I watched it as a kid. And I probably watched it the once, maybe twice, and that was it. But I watched Muppet Babies all the time. Yeah. So that felt recent.
That's fair. That's true. It was more of your life, and so
Indeed. Same year as Ghostbusters. Huh.
isn't that weird?
Really?
I did want to say, just to let you know, I got to meet Muppet Baby, Fozzie, and
What do you mean?
Piggy.
How's that?
I went to see the Jim Henson exhibit, the Screwball Center here in LA,
Uh-huh.
and it was an amazing exhibit.
Oh, the
Sadly
Muppet Babies
closed
from-
by now.
from
the
Muppets Take
physical,
Manhattan.
yeah, the
That's
puppets.
awesome.
And they had a case of just little baby Piggy, baby Fozzie, and they were so cute.
That is
and it
adorable.
wasn't as disturbing as with some puppets, where like you see them, but like they're just lifeless husks of themselves. Like seeing Kermit in a case is wrong, but like they were just like cute, cuddly toys, and I got to meet them, and they were great.
That makes sense because they are small. So there's nothing that I would imagine they're probably very firm. So like your Kermit, you take the hand out of him, he deflates a little bit.
Yeah.
But when they are small and firm like that, they probably keep their shape more.
They had a Kermit, and he was like propped up, and they had his hand like situated away, so it was like waving as you came in. I'm not saying that wasn't exciting and awesome, but it's also clearly like someone has stuffed Kermit, whereas these are just like little children who are just sort of like curling in on themselves and smiling, and like it was
And
less
I mean,
disturbing.
babies-
Nothing was more disturbing than the Skeksis, though.
Oh, you saw the Skeksis too?
Yes.
Man, I missed out.
Actually, I'm gonna say the Skeksis were upsetting, but also was the like Jem and Kira puppets from the Dark Crystal, because their faces are starting to like degrade and get pock-ridden. I'm like, oh, this is creepy.
They're weird looking anyway. Like
They're already weird looking.
everything in that movie was weird looking. That was a disturbing movie.
I know, but it's so creative that you don't want to hate it.
No, and I
It's
don't
also
hate
weird
it.
as hell. I don't
Yeah.
hate it. No, it's super creative
Yeah.
and interesting. It's also
It's
weird as hell and disturbing.
It's impossible to hate, but very possible to not like.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I respect it. I don't know that I like it.
Yeah, that's fair.
And that's hard to say about something that's Jim Henson related.
Yeah, that is true. So we're here to talk about Dark Crystal.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a new Netflix series coming out. We're all very excited
That's true,
about
yeah.
what that will look like.
And we're going to do its theme song right now.
Okay.
Dark
Crystal, everything is super weird. Dark
now
Crystal.
I start out with Muppet Babies. Now it feels like you're doing the Santa Ana Wins.
We make things weird. That's not wrong for both are sort of inspired by the same style.
The doo-woppy, yeah. Let's talk about those styles.
Okay.
The Muppet Babies.
Muppet. Yes.
We did the Muppet Show before too.
Yeah, we
So
did.
we're revisiting Muppets. That's awesome.
We always should. They're wonderful.
Here come the Muppets tonight. Bah.
I don't know that one as well.
Well, you're a horrible person.
I know.
Anyway, Muppet Babies.
Muppet Babies.
Let's talk about the show.
Okay. It was such a good show. I loved it so much.
It was, for those of us who have not seen it. What is wrong with your childhood?
What, you didn't have the Happy Meal toys from the show? I loved my little Gonzo toy. Oh man, I loved him so hard.
I don't think I had the Happy Meal toys.
Oh, you missed out, dude. They had little cars, like each one came with a little car, and then you had like a little figurine that you'd slide into the car. So they always in a sitting position, even when they weren't in the car.
I hate my parents.
Yeah.
I mean, that's all there is to it. So, okay, let's talk about the show.
Okay.
Animated. Muppets as
Clearly.
babies.
Not the best animation, but that's what the 80s looked like.
Yeah.
They wanted to produce these things as quickly and as cheaply as possible and just sell toys because it was the first time they were allowed to do so.
This is true. Still adorable.
Still so cute. Oh my goodness.
Cute. Little baby Kermie.
No baby Kermie. Is there anything cuter than little good-hearted baby Kermie? Oh man.
Yeah, he was super
I love
sweet.
him so much.
Now, you pointed something out to me earlier today that I did not realize.
Mm-hmm.
All but 2 characters were from The Muppet Show. Mm-hmm. And those 2 new characters are Nanny. Because, you know, you can't just have these little babies just...
We're not mentioning where their parents are. We have to have some figure to take care of them.
Exactly. And we can't have parents for each one because they're different species and whatever, blah, blah, blah.
Whatever Muppets are.
Whatever Muppets are. And then also, so there's the baby Scooter. Scooter was the stage director. He's got a twin sister, Skeeter. And I never really put it together. I was just didn't really know why there was a new character. It's another female, you pointed out.
Yeah, more female representation because it's a big old boys club, the Muppet Show.
And a tomboy.
Yeah, she was sort of a different representation of her. And I can absolutely appreciate the choice for that because now I appreciate Piggy. Now I see why Piggy is amazing. As a little tomboy, I didn't always like her because she was too girly. And she's also often, kind of brash and demanding. And
she can be a bitch, is what you're saying.
I wasn't going to say she's a strong-willed, and sometimes she's a little bit bossy. And so I didn't love that as a child. So I was very happy to have Skeeter. It was like the one I could identify with. So but I would like to say now I recognize that Piggy's amazing.
So you did you looked for shows where you could identify with?
I don't know that I did. I know that's part of the psychology of viewing things. I certainly didn't have a hard time identifying with boy characters either.
Okay.
But that's, certainly could be just because girls have to do that more.
Maybe, yeah. As a cis white male, it's never been a thing for me. Like, having to have a character to identify with, I don't know. And I don't know if it's how much that's not in me and how much because there's always somebody who is my avatar on a show.
Fair. And I don't remember ever consciously looking for that because I know in watching the show, I loved Gonzo, and Gonzo was sort of like the one I clung to, or Fozzie is always great. So I wasn't looking for, I want someone that I could, really have a conversation with. There wasn't that. But I definitely appreciated having Skeeter there.
That is really neat. And what made us think about it was this new show, this new Muppet Babies. Scooter and Skeeter are sadly...
gone.
Yeah.
Gonzo. But he's there. But they are not.
That is Gonzo, though.
That's right. Scooter, Skeeter are gone. Then we were watching a little bit more. Rolf is gone. And there's some fucking penguin girl in there. And then we're going to say, oh, is she like the penguins from Muppets? No, she's cute and purple.
Yeah,
and I'm sure she's fine.
Like a Disney character.
She looks like
the other ones don't. They look like Muppets.
No, they're Disney characters.
In fact, they very much look like Muppets.
Yeah, she does not look like a Muppet. She looks like a cartoon cutie penguin.
And where I'm going with that is they look like they're made of felt and it's animated.
They really do. It's weird.
It is weird. I want to like it.
Yeah, I'm not saying bad. I bet it's cute and fun. And if we watch it, we get used to it. I still have the weird, computer animated cartoons feel strange to me. And also for the fact that they're not always produced to the highest quality. Yeah. It's the jarringness of them looking cheap is something I'm not used to. Whereas the old crappy 80s animation, I'm used to that. That's what they look like.
But also there was something to this is when we were watching the animation, it's this is a whole new thing. This is a different thing. Whereas now when it's computer generated, it's they kind of look like puppets. I mean, they could be puppets. You're trying to, not you're trying to put one over on us, but you're trying to make them too much show.
And then that's really the point, that the more realistic you make it look, but not perfect, puts it into an uncanny valley. So they've done some neat stuff in the new version with the texture on the fur of Fozzie and the feltness on Kermit. You can see
the fur looks really. I want to pet Fozzie.
Yeah, it looks cool, but it's also not quite real. So it's uncanny valleyed, and it's weird.
Yeah.
But I'm sure it's good. I'm such a judgy, I don't know what the new thing is from this thing I love.
New thing.
New. I'm suspicious.
So let's go back to the old.
Okay.
So there was a big, they mentioned it in the theme song, when your room is kind of weird and you wish you weren't there, just close your eyes and make believe. You could be anywhere, and that was a big thing in the show. They were always their adventures were. They never technically left their playroom. But,
which is not how I remember the show, and I know that's true, but I think it's because they just so viscerally took these huge adventures, and like, no, they actually went on those adventures, and because I was a child, like,
you had that imagination that they did.
But that's absolutely what it was. They were just pretending in the nursery,
Yeah.
and that's how vivid they saw it.
And let's talk about how they pretended in the nursery. How that
Are you
was.
trying to bring it around to the trivia, or
No.
okay?
Just, well, I mean, I guess it is. You did look it up, but we also remember. You remember how it was, and we just watched a little bit of an episode.
Yeah, that's true.
And they would use actual footage from movies and things.
And it was neat. It was not just the animation, but it was textured with live film and photography and stuff. And
a really neat way to separate what's the real stuff going on in the
Yeah.
playroom from the imagination stuff.
And like the different things would kind of reflect what each of the individual characters was imagining as well. So it could change from character to character depending on perspective.
Yeah, exactly. And then, you go ahead. In the opening, which you just heard, you heard the pew pew pew. That was actual Star Wars footage.
That was in there, and it's so shocking.
It's amazing too.
and going into what we had discussed before when I was looking up stuff about the show, that they did use lots of found footage from other Hollywood movies and stuff that was highly recognizable, like Star Wars and things, and that's why Muppet Babies is not available on DVD or in any kind of platform now, because of all the licensing of all the film footage they borrowed.
And it's such a monkey's paw, not a monkey's, what's the word? A gift of the Magi situation. That that was really neat and amazing what they did in the series, and now no one can watch it.
It's such a shame.
It's we had that and it was really cool and neat.
I know.
And now it's gone. Now our kids have to watch this. Not passing judgment, but this new different thing that that I know. Like my sister shows her toddler. She does this stuff, but I could be making stuff up, but I think, she's shown stuff from when we were kids, too. And that's, like, bridging that generation thing, and that's really neat. Can't really do this with Muppet Babies. There is the few bootlegged episode on YouTube, and didn't look greatest quality.
And more importantly, we as grown-ass critics of media can't go back and watch the two and make super judgy comments about how it used to be better in the 80s, and we know because we watched all the episodes recently.
On the other hand, maybe that's for the better. We can't, like revisiting Transformers and things like that. I'm like, oh yeah, this animation wasn't great. These is not great voice acting.
Yeah, what's sad is when you realize the shows weren't necessarily great.
Yeah.
I loved Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original series.
Here's and a half show.
At Turtle Power. And I've gone back to watch a few episodes, and I didn't realize that the animation was so terrible.
It's rough.
And even though they're all good, like, quality voice actors that you'd know and respect now, at the time, I was like, I'm not sure this is necessarily good. And I loved it so much, and I still maintain there's so much good there. But then, like, compare that to later reboots, I actually really like the newest reboot most.
Really?
Yeah.
And
it feels weird.
We might end up liking this new Muppet Babies.
So maybe it's good. Like, some things were just meant to be within a certain period of your life.
Maybe.
In a certain historical context.
I will say, just listening to a little bit of the new one and the old one, I like the voices in the old one.
The speaking voices.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was wondering if that's just because we're used to them. But yeah, I agree. I have the same, they don't sound right. And it might be entirely unfair.
And they had some fun people doing voices in the new one. Jenny Slate.
Jenny Slate's nanny. That's pretty fun, though we have both agreed that how do you not have Jenny Slate doing a Muppet?
Yeah.
She has the most Muppety Muppet voice I've ever heard.
Yeah, she's very Muppety. Rachel Bloom is in it. Who else did we see? Or these are new characters, so it kind of makes, well, I guess Nanny's not, but so it makes sense that you have people with doing their own voices, or like versions of their own voices, whereas for the other characters, you would want sound-alikes as much as possible.
Yeah, I get that. I didn't recognize a lot of the main
that makes
cast.
Sense.
Dee Bradley Baker is in it as Animal. and that's charming, even though it's a surprise. Like, it's not Frank Walker? That's weird.
Frank Walker does all the animals, especially Animal.
Flame Princess actually plays the penguin girl.
Flame
And
Princess?
Jenny DiCicco, who plays Flame Princess on Adventure Time.
Ah.
So maybe Summer's not terrible, but I'm still skeptical.
Okay. Well, let's watch the theme. Just the opening. Got one all queued up. Starts with the Jim Henson's Muppet Babies with the heart in the middle.
Oh, so... I
Iris
really
too.
liked this opening so much. I thought it was so cool.
It is very cool.
Like,
very
they're
cute.
all playing in the nursery, and then Fozzie falls over. Then we cut away Kermit going back in nursery, and then passing by Fozzie still falling over off the rocking
He had
horse.
Gonzo, and he almost had a collision. We have the two girls on swings. One of them gymnast.
And then we're doing cutting away to that found license footage with Kermit doing Indiana Jones.
Yeah, not all of it is licensed.
Rolf.
But
I'm
yeah.
so mad Rolf's not it.
Bunsen and
Beaker in the
Yeah.
opening. They are not appearing in the new one, it looks like.
Barbara Billingsley's nanny, who you never see her face.
Here's a freaking TIE fighter.
The Wizard of Oz thing. Yeah.
Wizard of Oz aren't licensed. They can do
No,
that.
yeah.
And they're all on the rocking horse.
Which turns into a car.
Oh my gosh, I never made the link up that they cut away to the car and that's what
their
they're
imagination.
imagining.
Yeah, the car in a parade.
You're so clever.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
really
I
fun.
loved it so much. It was
It
so
was a fun
colorful
show.
and fun.
It is a really sweet show.
And the clips that we watched in the new one, it does look sweet. There's still songs. It's still heartwarming, it looks like.
Yeah. Oh, and also, let's talk about the new theme song.
Okay.
It is a lot of it's the same theme song. They changed some of the lyrics a little
Yeah,
bit.
they have like character introductions now. And there are much fewer characters.
It is one person doing the whole song rather than the Muppet Babies singing. And who is that person?
It's Renee Elise Goldsberry from Broadway, including Hamilton. She's the original Angelica. So that makes me want to love it.
Angelica.
And it certainly doesn't sound bad. It's just, again, the difference of
Yeah.
like, that's not pseudo doo-wop 1980s.
And also, it doesn't feel like what I look for in a theme song.
You really feel that? I like that the original one is sung by the cast.
That is fun.
That all of the Muppet Babies are singing parts.
I don't know how to say this without just sounding like I'm used to the old one. I don't like the new one. But because I like that the cast sings it. There are plenty of theme songs that are, like Mr. Belvedere. Nobody in the cast sings Mr. Belvedere. In fact, most do. Most don't. Mm-hmm. It's a studio singer. And, she's got a great voice. So, yeah, maybe if I just watch it enough, I'd get used to it.
We'd get used to it. It's the newness. It's the, like...
But it feels a little, just generic sounding, I guess.
Yes, I do agree with that. Even though she has a fabulous voice, we're not blaming Renee at all.
No.
And yeah, it just looks like any other intro to a cartoon.
Yeah. The original theme music composer, Hank Saroyan and Bob Walsh.
Sure.
I don't know lyrics or whatever. This is our extremely in-depth Wikipedia lookup. So
This is all that we need to know about it.
Exactly.
For all you Hank Saroyan and Rob Walsh fans out there, we want to make sure they get a shout out.
And there must be tons of them because they do not have a link in Wikipedia. So, because you know how when somebody's a big star, like they have a hardcore audience, they do not put anything in Wikipedia just to, keep it that way. Anyway, shall we get to singing?
Okay, this could be hard.
Muppet Babies, we make our dreams come true. Muppet Babies, we'll do the same for you. When your world looks kind of weird and you wish that you weren't there.
Just close your eyes and make believe, and you can be anywhere.
I like adventure.
I like romance.
I love great jokes.
Animal dance.
I've got my computer.
I swing through the air.
I play the piano.
I have blue hair.
Me, I invent things.
Me.
Is everything all right in there?
Yes, Nanny.
Muppet Babies, we make our dreams come true. Muppet Babies, we'll do the same for you. Muppet Babies, make dreams come true. it's such a fun song. I love the doo-woppiness of it.
know, it's
And I didn't even, like, until analyzing it, discussing it, I never realized it was doo-wop. I sometimes have trouble with, like, music is just music a lot of the time.
That's fair. And this kind of thing that was grandfathered in before you had a name for it.
It was TV theme songs.
Yeah.
That's the genre
It's
it
just
was.
Muppet Babies.
Yeah.
The Four Seasons are trying to sound like the Muppet Babies.
Yeah, that Frankie Valli is such a rip-off artist. Well, good show, Lauren.
Good show, old man. This is how I really talk.
Oh, that's better. Yeah, it's weird. Your radio voice is weird.
I know.
Yes. All right, thanks, Sam and Lauren. Wow, that was a really good one. I never knew there was so much to know about Muppet Babies. Anyway, join us next time as the In Defense of Bad Movies gang watches Lake Placid and enjoy.